The following video contains graphic images and detail the end of a man's life. Viewer discretion is advised.
A witness has come forward with serious allegations relating to the death of Daniel Winston Robinson, the man who was allegedly beaten at the hands of guards over a mask dispute.
Mask had nothing to ever do with it. Like, he wore his mask when he needed to wear a mask. We all did, you know, like, we wanted to get out of there.
We were able to confirm he was in Edmonton Remand Center at the same time when this incident occurred. But we will only know what really happened once the security footage gets released. If it doesn't get deleted. Accidentally, that is.
A man died.
To refresh your memory,
And nobody's in trouble.
here is the previous
I
report.
walked in the building, the guards inside, they were not wearing masks. So why was my brother forced to wear a mask, and why did he take a beating for it?
It wasn't over a mask, it wasn't. Something else took place before that.
On August 23rd, a 50-year-old father of two, Daniel Winston Robinson, was taken to Edmonton Remand Center, Canada's largest prison, over an unpaid insurance fine from 2019.
I don't care who you are, what you did to get in there. You don't deserve to be dead.
The mother says that when she phoned the isolation unit, she was told that when the guards came to his cell to set him free, Robinson refused to wear a mask, and it took 4 men to restrain him.
And then all it's like, they could just show us the footage. Just show it to us. Why are you hiding it?
It just does not add up. He would not refuse to wear a mask to work, to walk outside.
Edmonton police launched a criminal investigation, but after the autopsy report came out, deemed the investigation non-criminal.
How do you go up against the system? They kill your brother, they have all the evidence, stacks of paperwork for you to do, and tell you to sit there and wait.
Maybe his death wasn't criminal intent, but the beating was. I got this vision of my son laying face down on the floor, being beaten, like kicked in the head. And now he's gone.
How does the guy just die?
Okay, so I met Daniel in Edmonton Remand. We're getting released, and we're finally getting up to the desk to get released. And I had been provided, because I asked, like, where do I catch this bus? They're supposed to provide me with a bus ticket, which they never did, but they gave me a printout Google Maps of this intersection. This is where this bus is. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know how to get around, or how do I get there? I don't know where this is in Edmonton. So Danny says, don't worry, I got a phone. I'll Google it. Like, once I get my phone back out of my possessions, I'll Google it. And so I was like, okay, right on, you know. And the guard at the desk was like, I know I know you guys are talking about me, so why don't you just say it? Just say it to my face. I know you're talking about me, just say it. And Daniel says, you know what, you're kind of being an asshole. And so then the guard was like, that's it, you're not getting out with everyone else. You can wait till midnight is when y'all get out. And so we watched this guard take Danny, and he's not even fighting back, nothing. He leaned back so that, as a, you know, to kind of impede the steps of going back to the cell, and he's saying, this is bullshit, like, I'm free, just let me go, you know. And all he did is lean back, and this correctional guard hit him, punched him in the side more than once, and started saying, put his hands behind his back, all that jazz, you know, like. And then we got rushed into the side room. It's a cell with no bathroom. You just get kicked in there, and from there we just hear Danny getting beat by the guards. We see guards running up this hallway. We can't see guards coming from the other hallway, but we can only imagine the amount of guards. But they were beating Danny. We could hear him yelling, like, help, help, please help. And then it went from please help me to I can't breathe, help me breathe, please help me breathe, I can't breathe. And then that goes on for like a while. I don't know, 2 minutes seems like a long time, but it's probably 10-ish minutes, or a little less, a little more. And then he just goes quiet, and we hear one of the guards say that So we're like, holy, like one of the guys says, that's what your body does before you die, you just, everything lets go. So we're talking about, is he dead or not? And then a guard comes in and says, what did he take? We're like, he didn't take anything. Like, he didn't take nothing. So then she leaves and we're like, are they gonna drug him? Like, why would they ask that? Like, like he's laying there not making a sound. Now they're talking about if he took drugs. He never took no drugs. So then we see a nurse running down the hall with IVs, and it's a little while longer. Like, I don't know, this is taking so long. Like, if he can't breathe and he needs oxygen to the brain, they're wasting crucial time. Like, it's past the point where like he could make a recovery if he needs air. They finally hook him up to a stretcher and they're pumping the thing over his mouth and he's got IVs. So we're thinking, oh, maybe he's gonna be all right, And they do shift change. The head of staff is telling these guards, it's, if you need to take a day off, like kind of you're traumed out, take a day off. So they do shift change and they go shower, and then the next guy comes on and he's kind of like a burnout kind of guy, and he's like, opens the door, comes in, he's like, why are you guys in here? We're like, I don't know. He's like, is it because of the dead guy? And we're like, oh, he's dead? And he's like, oh, he's kind of like that after, and leaves. And we're like, holy, like, he's dead. And so what was all that for? Why were they pumping over his mouth if he's dead, to make it, look like he's alive? And like, there are so many guards out. You can see in the cell, like, there's that badge. You could tell he's like a director of the whole jail. And he's standing there watching everything. I didn't see no ambulance. It was all in-house. It was all their staff, and they locked the jail down. No police come in, no ambulance comes in. It's just whatever they got to do. And like, they took enough time to really get their straight, the video footage will show it, and I really doubt that anyone will get their hands on that.
They are not releasing the footage. They don't want to release it.
Yeah, because they killed Daniel Robinson. Absolutely, they did.
There has been nobody convicted in regards to what Mr. Michael is alleging, and the Edmonton police deemed the investigation non-criminal after the autopsy report.
What do you think about Edmonton police deeming the investigation non-criminal?
I feel like they're hand in hand, I feel like they work together, So if you can't go up, if the remand's not cooperating, the police, I doubt, are going to dig into this.
The allegation that Daniel's mother made was that when she called the isolation unit of Edmonton Remand Center, she was told
Danny refused to wear a mask when they were releasing him about midnight. He got confrontational, took 4 men to restrain him, and then the medic came and gave him a sedative called, what is it called again?
Midazolam.
And shortly after that, they found him unconscious on the floor.
I did reach out to Edmonton police 3 weeks ago about this incident. In their response, they did not address this allegation. However, they directed me to the Solicitor General for further information. I did reach out to Solicitor General's press secretary to give them a chance to reply to these allegations, but they have not responded to me on multiple occasions.
And I actually did an interview with the Correctional Internal Investigations, and I asked if he's gonna do jail time or if he has his job, and they said that he doesn't even go to court for like 3 years, and I'm pretty sure he gets to keep his job.
The family wants to see the footage, but they are being told to wait for 2 years.
They could just show us the footage. Just show it to us. Why are you hiding it?
The mother never believed what happened to his son was over a mask.
It wasn't over a mask. It wasn't. Something else took place before that.
Mask had nothing to ever do with it. Like, he wore his mask where you need to wear a mask. We all did, like, we wanted to get out of there. We had it hanging under our chin or in our hand, when it was time to go, we put the mask on.
Perhaps that was the best excuse the guards could come up with thinking that you would excuse them if they were to make it about health and safety.
Do you remember his name?
No, I just remember what he looked like. He was a short guy. You could really tell that he had like this little dog syndrome, you know, where he needed to do something, you know, like, yeah. So, yeah. And he needs to be really held accountable for this whole thing, because just because he was having a bad day or wasn't mentally, you know, capable of just being reasonable, doing his job to keep the inmates safe. Like, that's their job, you know, make sure they don't fight each other, kill each other, you know, and definitely not to be the one to kill somebody over a comment.
The family started their own GoFundMe campaign for their legal funds, while Rebel News is shouldering the cost of access to information requests in an attempt to bring the inside ball game out to the public eye, which is going to cost almost $2,000. Please go to rebelinvestigates.com and donate to cover the fees of our access to information request. And once we are granted access, we will share it with you.
The system really needs to change. Like, there needs to be police governing, regulating the correctional, like, because the level that they went to like get away with this is phenomenal. And how can police investigate when they're not allowed in, or, you know, they just going by what the correctional says, you know, like, they have the proof and I doubt they'll give it up. They shouldn't be allowed to have the control and power they have. Absolutely not.
Thanks to our generous viewers who donated, I was able to fly from Calgary to Saskatoon to interview Michael. This video was made possible by you. Now we need your help to cover the fees of our access to information request. As you know, we don't get money from the government and we're not monetized on YouTube. We are solely dependent on voluntary donations, as all media should be. Please go to rebelinvestigates.com and make a donation. Thank you.